Hello, everybody. Boom, look at this. Loads of people arriving. How fabulous. Okay, here we go. Hello, Rago Noom. Hello, Lobster Gorn. Hello, Feodor612. Roman. Alan James, fan number 556,409. DJ is deep in trouble. Why are you in trouble, DJ? Lobster Gorn, hello. It's not necessarily solo power hour. I'm sure you will be all very glad to hear. We may well have the company of the illustrious Dennis with us in a bit. He is trying to rush back at the moment to get here on time. Uh, uni presentation for you, DJ. 11 hours. 11 hours. Plenty of time. I assume it's doable. Oh, the tearing emoji suggests not. Okay, so here we all are, and it's Next Fest, isn't it, at the moment? How many of you are celebrating Next Fest correctly by playing as many demos as possible in a week? Uh, I am going to recommend a couple. I don't know if they'll still be up because Next Fest, I believe, officially finishes at the end of this stream, right? So, but some of these demos, I hope, will still. Some of these demos will still be here after Next Fest because they often are. Some will have vanished. Uh, not games will in Next Fest in Steam. Not sure what that means, Roman. Not games will in Next Fest in Steam. Will we go Next Fest? I do know for a fact that Andy, who works at Forklift now, he had his demos, 3 demos in there. I've played one of them really hard earlier in the year, and I wasted a lot of my Next Fest on and the other two, and I'm going to give one of them a big wreck during this stream. Um, we four guys are separated in work terms at the moment, not in one team. Yes, that's true. Not separated, however, in anything other than that. We're all very much in love still, and we often meet. Actually, Den doesn't come to this, but me, Andy, and Al very often meet with Gabby, who did a load of the music for Time Loop, and we meet and watch terrible films. Like we've got a shit film club. It's brilliant, and we're doing franchises, like long runs of franchises. We've just recently finished watching all of the Fast and Furious films, for which I personally feel I should get some sort of endurance award. Uh, it's a very fun club. Um, so yes, no, we're still very close friends. We still chip in and are always helping each other out. I did some music recently for one of Andy's games. Andy and Al are my principal play testers. Den is about to do a big long play test on my new game for me. Yeah, we're still doing the same stuff. We're just not getting paid and going to the same office every day. So that's where we're at there. Love her incisive titles from time to time. Exactly. Yeah, she's very good. Paul Baverstock is not enabled in the demo of The Infectious Manners of Dr. Decker 2, but you are correct. You can see him in the main choose menu. And Paul and I were talking about that just the other night. His words, I'm going to quote him now. He said they have very sensibly decided to go with someone a lot prettier than him. That was basically what he said. It wasn't exactly those words, actually. I think he said with a very pretty girl or something like that. Thank you, Makuzu, for that very kind compliment. The Time Loop musical, it was very close to my heart. The Time Loop, all the DLC we didn't sell that many of those, unfortunately, which is a real shame. I don't feel necessarily we marketed them very well or at all, which is a shame because I feel like Time Loop had some really special things in it, especially for those who enjoyed the main game. But the musical was something I was very proud of. And although I don't talk really about my new project very much at the moment, what I will say is that music and that musical theatre is a big influence on the new project. That's about all I want to say about that. But I think I have found a way of using music in games that I'm hoping is new-ish. So we'll see. Yeah, I know, right? Timely didn't sell. Yeah, you can tell how well they sold by how few or many reviews they have on Steam. This is usually a multiple. I can't remember what the multiple is, but like the main game has thousands of reviews, and Time Loop's got like three. It hasn't got three. I'm exaggerating for comic effect. It's got about 50 or something, or 100. I don't know, but not many, which is how you know. I'm glad it made you happy after an extended period of time after your depression. When I was writing it, it was helping me to get over a very, very difficult and depressing thing that was happening in my life. So that's one of the reasons why the theme of happiness is so important to it, and what genuine happiness is, and whom we depend upon. Yeah, that and bits of your life I was writing during, yeah, quite a heavy depression as well. So it kind of tracked my work out of it as well. So yeah, I get where you're coming from, and cheers. I'm glad it helped. I don't think Boyle sold a lot more than. Yeah, I'm fine now. I think for a lot of creative people, Matt, don't worry about this, because if you know creative people or you are one, you know, a cycle of depression and or sad times and happy times, depending on how you react and respond to them and how your brain chemistry works. That's a very natural process. You have to have the darkness and the light if you want your work to have meaning and your life, I believe, to have meaning. It doesn't have to get super dark. Hopefully, it doesn't get too dark for people, but challenging. Yeah, should be. I think life should be. Um, if you haven't seen it, Deliver Me from Nowhere. I can't remember what exactly it's called. The Bruce Springsteen film on Amazon is about Bruce Springsteen going through a period of depression, and it did produce, you know, uh, yeah, yeah, it did produce one of the best albums Bruce Springsteen's ever made. So, uh, is it a rhythm game? Not really. No, 8x7. Uh, Not in that sense. Hope Boyle sold more. Yeah, Boyle is lowest. There we go, at 136. Live and Spooky at 138. Oh, by two. Oh, that stings. That stings. If Alex and Andy were here, they'd laugh their ass off at that. They'd find that really funny, I think. Um, yeah, wish NFB was more popular. It is, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. It is incredibly popular. It has sold, I would say, somewhere around 1 million copies. That's incredible. And the live streams and uh, sort of YouTube versions have been viewed over 20 million times. People have watched clips of it. So, that for somebody who has a background from theatre, I mean, that's incredible. So, and it has washed its face, I believe. I wish we had, like I say, I wish we had sold more DLCs. But it isn't. Apparently, it's quite normal for DLCs not to sell well for most games, which I didn't know when we put all this time and effort into them. I'm not certain I would do that again with my new game. I think I'm going to try and make sure my new game is a completely contained story in one hit, because we did spend quite a lot of money on those DLCs. I very much doubt that they have returned that. Um, so yeah, artistically though, I'm really glad. And for those who in the future hopefully will buy Game of the Year, uh, I like that they get the whole story. Right, where are we on these messages? There are rhythm sections, but yeah, there aren't penalties for failing the room. Yeah, okay, yeah, thank you for explaining that. Yeah, if you haven't reviewed the DLC and you fancy doing it, that wasn't me begging for it, by the way. Uh, I'm really happy. One of the things that's amazing about Not for Broadcast is it is still selling. Like, it sells not loads, but every month it sells a few thousand copies, either on console or the mixture of console VR and Steam, obviously, which is still its biggest place. Which means people are finding it, talking to each other about it, and telling their friends about it, because we're not publicizing it anymore. And as those of you who are fantastic enough to be here on the stream will know, we're only this stream only has 20 to 30 people in it every month. So even if all of us were out there firing on all guns, I don't think we're selling thousands that way. So I think that means maybe it's like a cult hit, and it has longevity, I feel, because it was already um it was already acceptable. It was already sort of, what am I trying to say here? Jesus Christ, Jake, get it together. Right. Um because it was set in the 80s when it was released in the 2010s and 20s, um, it was already dated, if you see what I mean, which means it is kind of timeless. So I think the only thing that will stop it from dating, or the only thing that will really stop it from selling, will be when the new generations of consoles come out, and they just and we just don't run on it. So uh, I think that's my take anyway. I think we've made something that will hopefully stand the test of time. And I mean, I don't know why I'm arguing with you, Julia Stan. I also wish Not for Broadcast was more popular, but part of me, the art snob in me, maybe says it, those who have found it have loved it, and things that are mass market, I don't know. Maybe we're just in a niche, You guys obviously love it enough to even to you turn up here to listen to me wibble on about stuff. So there is obviously something in there that connects with people, and if it continues to connect with people for the next 10 years, that's fantastic, Uh, and like I say, I've already been paid for it. I've done really well. Anything else is icing on the cake, and I'm making another game. I want that to do well as well. Right, on through the chat. Guys, review lives and spooky positively. God, I am so far behind on the chat. 4 minutes back. If you had the chance to go back and make the main game again with a massive budget, do you think you would do it? I'm not sure I would want to go back and make the main game again. If, however, someone else who I trusted and who made and directed well uh, wanted to reshoot it on a massive budget with an all-star cast and all that, or if someone wanted to make it into a TV show, uh, I'd not. I think I would love that, and I'd like it to be remade and improved and polished, um, or even with the same cast. But in another way, it is of its time. It has a certain charm, and one of the joys of it being set in the 80s is occasionally our footage is kind of too good for the footage that was on in the 80s. So we could get away with low budget, really, an indie budget, for that reason. If it was too glitzy, or there were also, I think it being full of unknowns is good because you come to the characters fresh. You don't come to them with too many preconceptions. So would it be better remade? I don't know. I'd love it to be made into a TV show. You'd have to pick a canon path, which would be interesting. Um, but gosh, it really would be some rather fabulous, wouldn't it, to have, to see it on telly and see a load more people discover it. That would be that would be really, really good. Uh, right. Um, Hi, Matt. Thanks for the message. Coming back now. Okay. Right. To the chat. Yeah, so I wouldn't do it. I bet Al would. The main reason I wouldn't do it, make the main game, given the massive budget, is I've spent 5 years of my life doing it, and I'm getting old. I haven't got that many years of my life to play with, certainly not my working life. So I would quite like to make various new things, and I would like the remaining years of my working life to be a set or a sequence of personal artistic challenges. I'd like to make 3 more games, I think, and I'd like them all to be fairly different. Well, they are fairly different, the ones I want to make. Uh, Matt, I've heard a few things about how DLC doesn't really sell well, unfortunately. That's really true, Matt. It just doesn't. I didn't know. I genuinely I've learned so much doing Not for Broadcast, thanks to Tiny Build, and the process, about things like that, uh, that will really help to inform my decision making in the future. Uh, on the topic of DLCs, were you always planning on them, or was it a later decision? It was a later decision. Uh, And in fact, what we decided to go with was an even later decision than that, because originally we had thought we might do the prequel where Jacob Hamilton man gets brought down by Jeremy. That was going to be our tutorial level originally, and then we decided to tutorialize during. Well, you've seen it on election night, on the idea that you want to get in late to a story and come out early. That's a general good rule for storytelling. Uh, on topic of DLCs, right, done that. I'm very interested. Tell me, did Svenland become one of the 36 states that joined the progress after the liberation? No. Probably. Yeah. I reckon I'm going to say yes. I kept talking about how gorgeous Paul Baverstock is in Not for Broadcast, my D&D group, to the point where I annoyed one of them into buying it because of how much I talk about it. Well done, Makusu. You, you, you whittled your friends down with your Paul Baverstock love. I'm sure Paul would be deeply flattered to hear that if he were here, which sometimes he is. So, you know, he also, I know, reads the Discord from time to time. Ray, you've got a twin. It's so pretty. Not for broadcast will never truly die. Not without all of us dying first. Yeah, that does happen. Not for broadcast and FMV games in general is the niche. Yeah, that's the question. That's the thing. Is the niche big enough? Um, yeah, is it a big enough niche to sustain a small team? I think it is, but I'm not sure it's big enough to sustain full on FMV games that cost millions of pounds. I think there are other things that I can do in this space that cost slightly less, but can be as unique. That's what I'm hoping anyway. But we're all going to find out, aren't we? I suppose. Right, here we go. Try Blippo. Okay, I will try Blippo. Is it? Oh, it's £11.99. Okay. Right. Well, I will add it to my wish list, and I will check it out at some other time. I took seven. Thank you for the recommendation, though. That's much appreciated. I don't know how you could improve perfection. Not broadcast as a TV show would be fire. I think not broadcast as an interactive TV show. Oh yeah, good. Every broadcast is an episode. Interesting idea. Yeah, I mean Amazon, not Amazon, Netflix tried a lot of that, didn't they? And they found it was not that popular, and they've taken it all down. I think Bandersnatch even has gone the Black Mirror, which is a real shame. Maybe not an all-star cast, says Terror Terraliv. Maybe not an all-star cast. I'm tired of like Pratt and everything and stuff. I want to see people who aren't just names. Yeah, I mean Chris Pratt in Parks and Recreation. I mean, we didn't even know he was ready back then. It's brilliant. But I agree with you. We do tend to see the same faces. John Hamm, like fantastic actor, but my God, has he got a good agent? Can you all hear that? That's someone right outside my window with its mum. That's amazing. Right, like one of those televote things. Yeah, you could do it that way. Never see Jeremy Donaldson recast. I know what you mean. He has made that man his own. That Baverstock. You wouldn't have to pick Canon per se, like Jabberwocky. Yeah, that's yeah. Olivia Colman as Julia Salisbury was the original idea, as you know. I think each on the pitch document. Okay, but that's a one or two. The next thing where the guy makes a game and go crazy. I wonder if I've still got the original pitch document for NFB with that original cast in it somewhere, maybe. The Netflix thing with the guy makes a game and goes crazy, Bandersnatch. Problem with that is the company that invented Choose Your Own Adventure have copyrighted the idea or something, so Netflix had to get rid of them all. Is that right? Bloody hell! Surely not. You can't copyright that mechanic. It's in every video game. Oh well. I would love to have played that Svenland Meteor. Oh no, RP. He's too pretty for words. My friends are tired of hearing about him at this point. Yeah, he'd love that far too much. Don't tell him, Makusa. Hello, hello. Hey, TT. Hey, TT. An NFB movie would be pretty awesome. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it'd be fantastic. Even if made as an indie movie, would be awesome. Black Mirror had Peter Clement in it. It did. Yeah, copyrighted concept. That's exactly what we were just discussing. So, John Hamm mentioned, oh my God, how lovely. That's one pissed off kid. Picture, blah, blah, blah. What's going on here? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Alan. Yeah. Would you ever be open to releasing the scripts, like the shooting scripts, not the game code? Uh, I would actually. Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. They're not that far from what we released, to be totally honest. Um, they the actors are really close. I know we sometimes get accused of being like dreadful improv, but we're not. They're really close to our scripts. I think that we did them in Celtex at first, and I'd be really interested to have a look at how we structured them. I know that for the DLCs, I did them in final drafts, and Celtex was pretty much the same. So every scene had code numbers. Um, Let me see if I can find something I can show you. What the hell? Let's get into it. If you don't want me to get into this, you need to all say so in the chat, like really soon, before I get into this. That game code would ever be released, as it's easy to copy it and then plagiarize. Yeah, yeah, it is. But a lot of things are stored on public GitHub hubs anyway. People aren't that precious, I mean, some people are, but in the indie scene, I think people are, they're all right with it. Right, let's have a look. Right, there's just the job. Very careful not to reveal too much about my current project by opening the wrong thing. That would be very, very bad. Very bad indeed. Right, I'm going to share this screen to you guys in a sec and just show you how it's laid out. I think I've shown you this before. Uh, oh, we need to get the actors' permission. Can you guys please release? What's the question here? Can you guys please release? Is it merch? Okay, see what you're asking. Merch for Alan James is on your torso. Yeah, we can't do it. Exactly that. Exactly what TT says. Um, Merch, we sell like three or four, t-shirts. It's just, just read your comment, TT. Rude, but surprisingly accurate. Right, I'm just going to share this screen up for a moment. Let's share that. Okay. So this is just the job script. So this is the scenes down the side, and I think I've shown you guys this before. This is like the I don't know what you'd call it, the doc, the beat board that lays out. So that was made first, um, and has the layout of the whole game on it. Final draft is incredibly slow, so sorry about this. Hopefully, there we go. Let's see. So it's not it's not actually that much. Those are just notes, really. Then that gets broken into a scene list, and every scene gets given a reference number like this: Boyle 02, 03, 11. Okay, so if I take this view off beatboard and we go to script, we'll go to normal view. Okay, so then what I do is I use this script list on the right. Anything that is in sort of white usually needs writing. Obviously not this. This is an later version. Okay, and then we go exactly like a film. So you get the scene header there. Then we put that reference. That's our internal reference, and any footage that is to do with that scene, any audio to do with that scene, anything uh, goes in there. Um, Everything must match up to that. That's really, really important. Uh, right. Fake start default file. Yeah, these are human readables, obviously. So this enables us to sort, and will be used by the code. This is so that when we're looking at a folder full of files, they're not just called that. So we know it's the fake start on the default path. Okay, so that's the full name of that. Okay, reference composition. There you go. You can see that this is made up of the DLC name, the act, the scene, and which variation of that scene. Okay. And then we use that coding throughout this DLC. So that's always noted at the top. Straight into these sections are marked obviously as stage direction. Um, and then into dialogue, which is laid out in film format. 1 minute page for those that track that type of thing. Uh, fake floor manager. You can see occasionally we even tell, even at this script writing stage, we're looking at a game mechanic or how it's going to work on the floor screens, especially by the time we're writing these DLCs, right? Uh, these bits up here that are in like that, those are like script notes and they don't print. So they're just there purely for me. So often, what I'll have at the beginning is literally just that. I'll have the scene title, the reference, and then I'll have that underneath. And then obviously, when you then print them, uh, you just don't show those bits uh, in the script. So yeah, and then this will run anything that's sung in capitals, so that stands out very, 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 very clearly. Often you do the names of characters in caps as well. We didn't do that because I'm so used to writing plays, I totally forgot. And by the time I'd forgotten enough, it just seemed pointless. Also, because we don't tag this in exactly the same way as a film, because we have to tag things for the games as well. There's the opening speech that he gives, uh, the mighty Bevel, aiming in from the wings. Uh, Anything there like a game mechanic, put in bold to give you a sense of it. Uh, Obviously, we're rolling through the Boyle title sequence here. Lard and lube. Yeah. I mean, it's a script from there. And then when we get to like the fall offs, I suppose. So the, yeah, okay. So the whole of the default path I wrote. Then the next bit is the whole of the next path, then the whole of the next path. So you get all six of those in a row at the top. Then you start to get these fallback for when we fall off path, parent slot 4, which are coded '07. And I wrote those one after another, after another, after another. So they're down there. Look, broadcast room in game. So script for Dave within the script for the actors. Okay, so you end up with a script that holds as far as possible. You want the whole thing. This was called the Enders Path. That's the one with the long lost brother, because it's very EastEnders. Intervention path, fight path, fallbacks. Here you can see all the fallbacks. Then pre rolls in and out. Uh, the pre roll to focus pool. Right. So you've just fallen off the intervention path, and this has got to get you. This little link has got to get you back in, and then we fade out on a thing. Okay, for happy, drunk, angry, drunk, angry. So the whole, hopefully, the puppet pervert. One of my favourite scenes. This Tim Helen Polly. Uh, then holding areas. So this is all the different shots of the actors in their holding areas. So you can see basically by the end of this script, the idea is that you have everything you need for the production team to start booking actors, buying props, planning shoots, booking crew. So, it is a huge undertaking. So, as you can see, it's a 265-page script. So, first, that's got to be written. Okay, so that took me, I don't know, 9 months, but that's on and off. It's not 9 months solid work. But over the course of 9 months, that gets written. For the last couple of those months, you've got production going. We really need that script now. We really need that script. Then you give them a script. Then we start casting, booking places, making sets, doing props, tagging the script and putting that tags into spreadsheets. And Zara and George used to do that. So they would take the script and run with that. That's a process of unending meetings as well. Then you decide the shoot schedule, or in this case, we had a big row about the shooting schedule. I was determined we were going to shoot each path. Oh, there you go. DJ says, yeah, we shot the first 6 days of shooting were path 1, path 2, path 3, path 4, path 5, path 6. And that is an insane way to shoot it because it's more expensive. because you have to have all of the characters every day. The cheap way to shoot it is to shoot all of Jimmy's scenes for each path in one day, and then shoot all of, I don't know, Chelsea Bunn scenes, all of Mum and Dad's scenes, all of Claire's scenes. So you call the actor in, you shoot all their scenes in a day, you do it. But the problem with that, I feel, and the argument that I made, and thank God won, was that for Peter and Eamon, who are trying to do the impossible, the sheer volume of what they had to learn and reproduce every single day, it was it was a heroic effort, and I don't use that word lightly. It was fantastic. So I felt for them as actors, at least if we shot each path on its own day in order, we could get that flow through them so that when you watched them back in the archive room, which I acknowledge very few people ever do, um, it would feel cohesive. Yes, like Lobstergorn says, for it to feel cohesive, it's really, really important, I think, that you give your actors a fighting chance. Um, it is insanely hard to do things on film. The challenges are so much more difficult than with theatre. With theatre, the challenges are also manifold, but they're somehow more controllable. Big shout out to Louis Dempsey, yes, and Roger Albert, two of the most fantastic actors I have ever worked with. Uh, and also two really, really lovely people. Den's here.
All right,
Uh,
dude.
hello, sir. I was just talking them through how our scripts worked. Uh,
Oh, interesting.
yeah, it just came up. So we've just been dealing with questions. Just talking about Louis and how brilliant him and Rog were when they were doing bits of your life. You know how much they had to learn.
Hmm.
Right. One of the things you can see in this script all is that there's so many lines. My God, 265 pages, and probably a quarter of them said by Louis, and the other quarter by Roger, and then the rest divided because Roger's in every scene, pretty much. Louis is in every scene. Anyway, the chat is going mad for you, Den. So I'm going to stop streaming, and
Hello.
we'll get down to some talking. How's
Yeah,
life?
hell yeah. All right, mate. All right, thank you. How are you?
Good, actually, not too bad. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, tired. Just in the midst of selling a house, but right in the tail of that now, and rehearsing
Nice.
up the play. But we had a new member of staff start today,
Oh,
our
exciting.
intern, who's with us for like the rest of the year, basically. So that's been really good.
Yeah.
And we did a
Nice.
play test in house today, which was
Nice.
brilliant. TT says, "Hi Den, how is Den Julia and Mrs. Den?"
They're okay. They're all right. They are surviving.
Excellent. Surviving is very important, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. It's number one rule in my house. Yeah,
Uh,
no, no, yeah, all right, all right, thank you.
Livonok Bermoldenok, who is surely a dwarf. Hello, what are your favourite characters in the game? Hello, welcome, Livonok. I hope I got your name. I know I'm not saying your name right,
You butchered
but
that, bro.
I've probably committed a hate crime. I do apologise. Welcome to the chat. It is a tradition that when you arrive, I have a go
Yeah.
at your name.
Yeah.
Favorite characters in the game? Obviously, Jeremy and Megan are right up there, and Jenny, the three leads. I love Alan.
Sports board announcer, best character in the game.
Yeah, I mean, best actor in the game by a fucking long
Yeah.
shot. Absolutely right. Uh, yeah. Oh,
Uh,
good. Chris is in here. Is he? Yes, Chris showing up. Yeah, he has. Hello, Chris.
that he was awful. Terrible. He was. Don't employ
Worst
that guy.
actor in the game.
He's a fucking nightmare.
How unfair. We brought him on last time. Gave him right of reply.
We made that guy. he was he was nothing till he started with us.
Oh my god.
Um,
Nice printer in the background, says DJ. Is
thanks,
that
DJ.
the
It's
one from the office?
it's a printer. Yeah, it is. Yeah, thanks. It's just a printer. This I need
What?
to throw out, but I'm not sure whether I want to throw this out because
Oh, yeah.
but it is literally just a bag. It's a bit useless. Um, but yeah, it's just some tat in the background. I could picture frame it, but I'm not much of a arts and crafts DJ, so it's probably just going to stay there for another couple of months, and then it will get thrown out.
Yeah, that's very much the tidying system I've been using at this point.
You
It's like,
got to be
like
honest
it's no
about it.
longer bare looking at it. I'll take it down to the kitchen. Or if it has something green in it, then it really has to go. But other than that, no, not really.
Nice idea though, DJ. If I had an artistic element to my, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Why, Fjordor612, why didn't Julia and Peter do anything after the Euphoria experiment was cancelled? Because money from the budget was spent on it. Well, what you must understand about government projects, Fjordor612, is it doesn't actually matter how much of our money they've spent on them. If they decide they're done with them and they just want to abandon them and move on to something else, like let's say you were building a high-speed railway just to link the north of your tiny country to not even the north, the middle of your tiny country to somewhere about a third of the way up. Even if you'd spent billions on it, you would just cancel it in the end. And that's, I think, what happens. Also, I would imagine that Bozeman, as soon as the credits roll, finds a hammer and destroys every single Euphoria device or any bit of tech he can find, including probably in the Happiness Collective's place as well. And then my final answer to you is, who's to say they didn't, just in secret? So there you go. You can have that both ways. People saying hi to Chris. I'd imagine you said, I love Jeremy. Chris Orcat, fuck off. Okay, that's fair. I think that's fair. That was fair. I hate that Surfer Chris actor.
Fair is how I describe Chris's acting.
Picture frame it is what people are saying about that bag. Just for Chew says, and Chew might know, Chew says, just fold or cut the bag and put it in the frame. And then it says IJBOL, which I'm going to say is an acronym, but I'm not cool enough to know what it means.
Now what you're describing there is arts and crafts, which I have already said. That's like me saying I'm not very good at football and someone going, "Well, just run and kick the ball in the net." just do that.
Or writing a song that says that.
Yeah. Just use the chords and write a song. It's easy.
I think we've explained exactly how this works.
No, you're right, Stu. We can't do anything apart from make a BAFTA winning game. That's the one thing we can. BAFTA nominated. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we're quite good at that.
How surprised for you to continue to get funding for a game that was filmed exclusively by a dirty troll event? Well, Chris, you can't talk about my rig that way, man. He is hairy, but he's touchy about it. Again,
he's so rude. I told you.
The back, like we had to shave him. What we did was in the mornings we just shaved him, and that's how it worked. Yeah. Angelic Chris Chew. Oh my god, you people can't do anything. Okay, fair enough. Yes, that's good. Yeah, it was surprised. To be honest, mate, I genuinely was surprised to get continuously funded for anything that came out of any of the four directors. Really, the fact that people kept telling us it was good as well was always a surprise. And then when they stopped saying that, that was not a surprise. that was what I'd expected years back.
The only bit I find annoying about that is dirty. I'm actually quite a clean man.
You're all right with troll.
I'll take the troll bit. He used to call me a gnome, and that really annoyed me because he used to say I was really small. And I used to wear beanie hats. That's why I don't wear beanie hats anymore, because I had a very traumatic experience where they used to pull my beanie hat up and make me sit with like a little fishing rod.
I'm going to assume there was a Dan Brewerton involved.
There was,
in this
and Anthony, I was.
And Anthony. So
Yeah.
Colin Sprong, the bloke
Yeah.
from Remington's Fists adverts,
Yeah,
and
Brad.
Big Chris used to bully you.
And Big Chris,
Yeah.
Hung me out of a window once. And not a ground floor window either.
Not a ground floor.
No.
Don't do this at home. Don't do this. This is not a trend.
No, this was second story. They hung me out of a window because I didn't go out with them one night.
Chris has just put, we used to ask members of the public in Woking whether he was a really small man or a really tall gnome, spelled really wrong. It's Gnome. The G
that is very true. They used to walk around Woking asking if I was a really small man or whether I was just really far away.
Have you ever hung Pallet Den out of a window for comparison?
Pallet Den did come on the trip with us. I was looking at photos the other day, actually. When we went to Lithuania, he came on a little trip with us.
Little Pallet Den, not the big Pallet Den.
No, not little Pallet. No, yeah, little Pallet Den, the mini Pallet. No, Pallet. Yeah, there's no way. No, Pallet Den. What happened to Pallet Den?
I think he got. Thing that happened to the Euphoria.
Yeah, it was a. It was a big ending.
Gotta go. See you, Chris. Love you too, brother. Really lovely to see you.
Try phoning a friend every now and then, mate. You know, it's all right. Don't worry. I love you. Bye.
He's getting so much love in the chat, though. Pallet Den got blasted by you.
Yeah,
do you plan to make more games? If so, when? Says Lvovnok Bermoldnok.
Yes, we've secretly been working on something, and we're releasing it tonight.
Yeah,
as a special. Could you imagine if we just dropped Not for Broadcast like 7? Now. Yeah.
Andy and Al just like, what have you done?
That's what we've been working on for the last 2 years.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
This has all been a ruse that we actually don't have any funding and we're not doing anything.
Okay, Lvovnok or Moldenok. Firstly, I've got to know if that's your real name. I really want it to be your real name.
I think it's Vonok.
Is it?
I think it's Vonok. I don't think. I think
you. The L is silent. So Vonok,
I would say so.
Or Moldenok.
I'd say.
The rhythm of it is fantastic. I am making more games. Den plans to make more games. Andy is currently in charge of about 150 fucking games. I don't know. It just seems to be growing every time I see him. Al is making games at the moment with 2 Point, the people who made the hospital games and the other 2 Point games. They're lovely, apparently. He's very happy. So, yeah, we're all basically planning to make more games. I can't say more about Den's future at this point because it's for him to spill the beans when he's ready. But suffice it to say,
you ain't getting a fucking crumb out of me tonight.
Yeah, far too early.
Nothing. No, I'm working on films at the moment. Well, and TV.
Yeah.
Well, trying to until the US started bombing Iran, and now they're not letting us do any of our cool stuff that we wanted to do.
Yeah. Is that what's happening? They're not letting you shoot.
We're allowed to shoot. Just I can't say too much because I'm NDA'd.
Yeah, fair enough. No, don't risk it.
Basically, there's SFX.
Yes.
With sort of pyros and stuff, and obviously you can't do that in the locations that we're now shooting at because we're on a higher terror alert now. And so you can't be blowing shit up in London at the moment. It doesn't go down well.
They might think it's real.
Exactly. So
Angelic Chris says, if we were making a new game, are you going to add any references to not broadcast like Easter eggs or same universe? It wouldn't be set in the same universe, Angelic Chris, partly because Tiny Build owned that universe. So unless they were going to publish the next game, it would be very difficult to arrange that. But also because I think all of us have said everything we want to say in that universe. But there would be thematic similarities. Like I would imagine the first 2 Point game that comes out that Alex has worked on you'll feel Alex's hand in there. You can't not. My new game will for sure, you know, yeah, for sure my new game is gonna use voices you'll recognize, and I can't not write games that are a bit polemicy, and all my songs sound a bit like my songs, so there will be similarities, but they're not deliberately. I'm not going to write a sequel. I've no interest in writing a sequel. I've said everything I want to say on that little topic. So, yes and no. Sarah's here. Who is your favourite character and why is it Jenny? Well, the reason it's Jenny is because she's here in the chat. So, to say anything else would be rude. But you all know how I really feel because I say it every other stream when she's not here. You know. Sarah, have you got a microphone? Do you want to join us on stage for 15 minutes or are you happy in the chat? Just shout in the chat if you want us to bring you on stage and we'll do it. And if not, we won't. Loads of people can't believe you're here, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. The whole cast is about to show up. Exactly. 4 guys today: Jay, Den, Chris, and Jenny today.
It's the power we have, you see.
Yeah. When it's me and Den, people show. When Al and Andy are here, no fucker shows. I don't even show up for that, do you?
But they definitely don't.
They're both quite busy nowadays, aren't they?
Yeah.
Alan James, not Joe looks like he's doing the stream in a gaming basement. Yeah, I've got a terrible camera. Like, do you remember when we used to do the proper stream from the office, and I didn't look like I was a member of the living dead? That was really, really good.
That's never happened, mate. Don't kid yourself.
Sarah's going to join in 5 minutes. Okay,
I've been saying for so long. I've just said, look, Jay, just change the camera, just change the camera, and he hasn't. So I've now given up with this excuse of this bloody camera because I've told him I've been over there.
I've put a light
I know. Like, you spent money on something other than a camera.
No, it's the one I bought for facial capture. It's just I had to bastardise the facial capture setup to do it.
Yeah, I'll swap it out. We'll swap it out with a Logitech. We've got to just put a Logitech up there and it'll work.
Yeah, and that'll make it a bit better.
The thing is, that camera that you've got is a really good camera for some reason.
I know, but for some reason
it just shits the bed when you plug it into your computer.
Backlight. It's just, when I set my iPhone up here and I call someone, this picture is so good. And it's like, oh, thank God. Because I'm on this all day as well on Discord with, the team. So, like, everybody's having to deal with it all the time. Right. If enough people ask for it, he will have to do it. Yeah, that is basically how it works.
But that won't work. We've been asking for years.
It's not that I don't want to do it. It's that I'm too lazy.
Can't be bothered. Exactly.
Fucking list.
Yeah.
It just seems so low priority in comparison with everything else. I haven't opened the post in 8 months. Oh, that's not true, actually. I opened some the other day, and the first thing I found was an unpaid parking fucking ticket, which has now escalated to 150 quid.
No.
And the worst thing of all, it's a completely fair cop. And, they because I have to go, I had to go to the hospital. This was like last year, obviously, because how long it's taken for this parking ticket to come through. And Royal Surrey in Guildford, there's just not enough parking there. But there's a Tesco's, like, just down the hill where you can get 2 hours free. And I parked there, ran up the hill to my appointment because I couldn't get in at the hospital. Then they held me up at the hospital. And by the time I got back to my car, I forgot the 2 hour thing, went in Tesco's, did a big shop. And I outstayed the 2 hours. And I know I did. And I thought I'd got away with it. And then, like I say, open. So you should always open the post, kids. Right. Jay should ask those closest to him to give him a camera. No one's close to me, Matt. I keep everyone at a distance. I'm a horrible man.
I've given him one.
Yeah, he's given me more than one camera over the time.
In fact, originally he had the Logitech that I'm currently using, and Jay went, "I don't like this one. It's crap. Can I have the other one?"
Yeah,
so I swapped it out for that one.
And now, you know what? The other one looked cooler, and I got fooled. I got fooled by what it looked like.
You did. It's not all about what it looks like, mate.
Roman got the first money for their 3D work last week. Okay, how'd you get on the microphone? Not camera, because I've just come home from work and look a little crazy. We can just bring you on. Just don't turn your camera on when we bring you on the stage. There you go. You're on the stage.
Can you hear me but not see me?
Yeah.
Bloody hell! Yes, we can hear
Very
you.
loud.
Jesus. Oh, sorry.
Turn you down. No,
It's on my phone. So,
Oh my
Right,
god!
I'll
Stop
turn you
shouting
volume
into the
down.
mic.
Dennis, I do not shout. I talk
Just
very quietly.
stop
It's so
shouting.
weird that today is going to be one of those mad streams. That it's like a memorable one. We had Chris here a minute ago, Sarah.
I saw that.
Who?
I'm wondering who? Your second favourite character that's not Jenny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut
Well, no,
up.
Chris is our least favourite character, Big Chris. I
Oh.
think
Hate the guy.
in the game we were saying, like, the game's got quite a high standard of action in it, but then Chris brings the average right down, doesn't he? Just like drags it down.
He did in shooting as well, so
Yeah,
yeah.
unprofessional. That was his
Yeah,
problem.
not funny.
Laugh.
But that's because your sense of humour is weird. But he wasn't funny, obviously, and so unprofessional.
That's so unprofessional. Yeah. So how's life treating you? Well, I know how life's treating you. I'm just gonna tell them all. You've got a bloody puppy.
Well, yes, I put a deposit down on a puppy today because I was sad, and brain went, "You're sad, get a tattoo or a puppy." And I got a tattoo very recently, so brain went, "Okay, let's get a puppy instead." So
What tattoo did you get? Sorry, my father brain kicked in then. What tattoo? What tattoo have you got? Sorry.
It is on my right thigh. It is a tarot card. I basically said to my tattoo guy, "I'm sad. Design me a tattoo." And he went, "Say no more. I'll get you something good." And I went, "Cool.
Right.
How long is it going to take?" And he went, "Well, we're booking in all day, but you sit pretty good, so it might not take that." It took 7 hours.
It's huge.
It's
Right. Two
big.
things. Why have you got a tattoo guy? That shouldn't be a thing.
Because Dennis, I get sad, and the only way to deal with that is to get a tattoo.
Right. Let's go for a walk. Do some exercise. Read a book.
I deal with that, and I still go, "I'm still sad." So I'm just going to get a tattoo because that's the only place. So for the chat, I'm not a very good sleeper, but when I get my tattoos, it's like the one place that I can take a good solid nap.
Yeah, Sarah can't sleep unless she's in actual physically being tortured. Like, she slept so well at Guantanamo. It was amazing, wasn't it?
Oh, honestly, I think that says too much about me. But yeah, no. So I had a good 2-3 hour nap where I was getting my thigh done.
Matt in the chat says when he's sad, he just gets new piercings. I say he. I don't really know that. I'm assuming he, Matt. I'm sorry if I've got that wrong. When I'm sad, I just get new piercing.
See, I would do that, but they take a lot longer to heal than the tattoos.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, I've had a piercing or two, but I've never had a tattoo.
But yeah, the piercings, I've got like the 3 helixes. So the cartilage on my ear. That those some of them are still not healed properly. Despite being done with a needle and all of that sort of stuff, done properly. They're still not healed after like a year. Whereas the tattoo, 2 weeks and it's done.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you get sad, you get pretty up, you buy things.
Yeah.
So I bought tattoos and a puppy.
Puppy.
Yeah. A puppy. Not, a 12 to 20. Well, you'd think so, but I don't really like sweet food. So,
No.
and a bag of crisps wasn't hitting it.
Girl.
Yeah. Burger, fries, packet of crisps,
We've had quite a few questions about the puppy. People going, "Oh my God, congrats. Yay, a puppy, congrats." Have you named it? Appears to be the key question here.
Yes, I have named him. So I feel like for context, you should know it's a Chihuahua puppy.
Okay, he's a what? Sorry,
he's a Chihuahua.
Okay,
I've got an interesting fact about Chihuahuas, but continue.
And his name is Hercules.
That was nearly my name.
because I like the irony of a teeny little puppy who is the chihuahua. We've got a chihuahua at the moment. So this will be dog number 4. And when the girl chihuahua was brought home, she was no bigger than my hand. So I like the irony of a teeny tiny doggy being called Hercules.
Yeah, I think my dad felt that way about me.
Teeny tiny man being called Hercules.
Yeah,
What is a
very
fun fact?
weedy fellow.
My interesting fact is that Chihuahua people getting Chihuahuas are down by 20%, and they are now the one of the lowest adopted dogs in the world. Heard that on the news today.
That is because they are severely
Shit dogs?
misunderstood.
How
No.
did they get on the news today? Aren't we bombing the living fuck out of a country? How did dogs and chihuahuas get on the news?
Because I listen to a very different news to you, Jay.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. No, I was very much against it. When my sister said she was bringing home this chihuahua puppy, I said, ew, that's a rat. Disgusting. Don't bring her home. But she is more of a dog than our boxers. So she likes getting muddy. She can go for like 3-4 hour walks and still not be tired. Like she is a proper dog. But she's also compact. So when she gets in the way, like the boxers get in the way and you have to like shove them out the way. Whereas the chihuahua, you just pick her up and you go move. I've wanted a boxer puppy, but they were one more expensive than a chihuahua puppy. And who you have to carry them up and down the stairs, and I live in a 3-story house, so didn't really want to carry a boxer puppy when it was 6 months old and very heavy up and down the stairs. So a potato chihuahua, that's what I'm going to do.
So when does it arrive?
I have to go and pick it up from London on Good Friday.
Okay, not far.
No, not far. Couldn't find one, and then my sister went, here is a bunch of listings, go, be free.
So she's a party to this crime.
Yes, she is the main instigator, but she's done all of her checks as well because she's a vet nurse. So she went, what's the heart score? She rattled off a bunch of technical questions at me, and I went, okay, I'll ask, and
fair enough.
Fine. So yes, so he will be here for Easter, which will be great. And I'll send pictures.
Yeah, you're actually the chat is requesting that you could introduce all your dogs to the audience. DJ says you have more dogs. You've got to introduce them to the audience. And then Terraliv says, bring out your dogs. And then a lot of people say rule 7.
I don't know what that means.
I think that might be a joke I should get, but I don't. We need Chihuahua basketball. Smaller puppy is easier to carry. Photos of the dogs is being requested.
I will send photos of the 2 boxers, the Chihuahua, and the cat.
There you go.
Basically,
maybe on the Discord server.
Yeah, I'll put them in the pet section. But basically, they already outnumber us, and it's just gonna get worse. But when you're a grown up and an adult and you have a job and a mortgage, you can do what you want with your money. Yes. And that's buy a puppy and a tattoo.
Oh, rule 7 is the server rule that states no politics or religion. Like Lobster says, the rule I love to break. Yeah, that's the great thing about being my age and my position in this particular society. I don't have to follow that rule, but you lot all do, because we don't want big rows breaking out. I just want to be able to chuck hand grenades and walk away, really.
Like the US.
That's how dictatorships work. I'm sorry, Sarah, but we are getting really close to the end. So
no, you go do your fun things. I just thought I'd pop in and say hi, and this has escalated.
No, it's lovely. It's very lovely that you've dropped in. You should come for the full hour one month.
I will next time, because you do it on the first Monday of the month.
Monday of the month. That's right.
Okay. Obviously, April is Easter Monday, so I won't be there.
No, well, we won't be doing it then because the bank holiday. We will be doing it the Monday after. So I'm glad you brought that up because that's something I had meant to mention.
Every day is a school day. So yeah, so the 13th of April, looking at my calendar, I'll pop in.
Yes, put it in your calendar. Come and see us, and we'll take.
I might even come on video and show you the baby
Show the
puppy.
dogs.
The baby puppy, not my baby.
Lovely. Yeah, that'd be absolutely brilliant.
Amazing.
So everyone's got that. 13th of April. You can discuss law, yes, just not real politics and religion. Yes, so 30th of April, and it will be around the same time, 5 till 6, or maybe 5:30 till 6:30, depending on what time me, Al, Andy, and Den can do. That's how we normally do it. In the meantime, Den, anything you want to add?
No, I've got to go and be dad and put kids to bed. So,
indeed. Well, loads of love to all of you. Thank you all so much for being with us tonight. Nice to see you, Sarah.
Lovely to see you. See you soon.
Thank you all so much for your time, and have a wonderful month. And we'll see you.
Have a nice month
and a week.
Yeah, nice one. Have a good one. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.